Hey, good humans, Milky here.
And Timmy.
Timmy, what would you do if you won the lottery?
Maybe long walks on the beach. All day, every day. But you know what? I actually hate the wet sand.
Oh, have you heard of that sneaker brand, Vessi? I've struggled with not knowing what shoes to wear during the wet season. I'm tired of boots, and I don't want anything too bulky or heavy. So I love my Vessis because they're extremely lightweight, comfortable, and breathable.
And they come in stylish designs for an everyday sneaker of any season.
I love that Vessis are 100% waterproof and great for unpredictable weather, especially being in LA. I have them right by my front door and slip them on without a second thought.
They're made from Dymatex, a dual climate knit material that keeps you cool in the summer and warm in colder weather. It doesn't feel like it should be waterproof, but it is.
They're so cute and effortless and have saved my feet from soggy socks.
Vessis are the perfect gift under the tree and for your feet. Check out their holiday sale at vessi.com/Jubilee. Get the style and size you want now before they sell out. If you missed out on the sale, use code Jubilee for 15% off your entire order.
Thanks, Vessi, for sponsoring this video. Now please enjoy the episode.
What did your scream sound like?
Ah! I don't know. I'm not doing it justice. It wasn't that.
If you were alone in a room with someone who won the lottery, what would you ask?
What was the first thing you bought when you won the lottery?
Have you felt taken advantage of by friends or relatives?
Do you think that winning the lottery has exponentially added to your happiness?
I think that.
Hi, I'm Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Andrew. I'm Timothy. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, what's up, big ballin' boy? What's cracking?
Hey, how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good, bro. How much was it, man? We want to know. Or I want to know.
Oh, when I won, it was 28 million.
Jesus! 28 million? Bro, if I had 28 million right now, I'd go to Cheesecake Factory.
So when did you win the lottery and how old were you?
I won in 1999 and I was 21 years old.
Oh, wow. How did you come into this winning lottery ticket?
Worked at a gas station, 40 to 60 hours a week for a little over minimum wage, and I sold it to myself while I was working.
Were you somebody who played the lottery frequently? Was this your dream to win the lottery?
Kind of a crazy story, but I actually had a dream about winning the lottery a few months before it happened in real life. So I was living in an efficiency, sleeping on an air mattress, just trying to put myself through college. I had this very vivid dream that I had won the lottery. I woke up and it took a little bit to understand that it hadn't already happened. It was that real. And so after that point in time, I started playing the lottery a little more consistently because I believed that it could happen, or that it was likely to happen. And some people think that's just coincidence, but it happened.
So what was it like winning it?
Oh, it was so surreal.
Right.
I mean, it's one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me. I mean, it was 1 minute you're working at a gas station, next
Right.
minute you win millions of dollars. I mean, your life is turned on its head. It was crazy.
Could you recreate that energy? Can you, what did your scream sound like?
Ah! I don't know. I'm not doing it justice. It wasn't that.
What was the first thing you bought when you won the lottery? First thing, even if it was gas. Just what was the first transaction you made after you won the lottery?
This is gonna sound kind of funny, but it was actually a video game system. It was the latest, greatest video game system. It was a N64, and I'm dating myself because that's ancient, but I was 21 years old. This was 1999, and that thing at the time was awesome, and so that's the first thing I purchased.
What's the most expensive thing that you've bought?
I've never really been into material possessions too much. I've purchased some real estate, new vehicles. The nicest car I've ever purchased was probably a new Audi A4.
After you get that money, I feel like you have some kind of clarity from certain anxieties. You don't think about, the bills you gotta pay. What was the thing you had to worry about after you got like that anxiety covered of having to survive? What was like the next anxiety?
The next one was making sure that people didn't want to use me.
Right.
And trusting people. I mean, that was the next big anxiety.
Have you felt taken advantage of by friends or relatives?
You know, people can come out of the woodwork, especially if you have to claim the prize publicly or if you choose to. That's very real. That happened to me. I couldn't even go into a grocery store without people knowing who I was.
Dang.
So I had to move. There were people, they wanted me to pay for their debt. I received stacks of letters from people asking, pleading for money. And of course I felt sorry for everyone that has asked for money. I did a lot for other people. I did everything that I could. But I also had an understanding that I couldn't just give and give and give everything, or I would go broke rather quickly because there's too much disparity in the world. They view it as you get something for nothing, and therefore I should be entitled to it. Some people feel that way.
How sexy is your credit score right now?
I mean, I can't complain. I can't complain about my.
So it's
my
pretty
credit
sexy.
score.
It's pretty sexy.
I would say so.
Like
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated cover sexy.
Yeah, walking down the runway.
How do you feel about like the taxes in the U.S., for example? Like, should, people who have your amount of wealth be taxed?
Well, first of all, if you win the lottery in the United States, that is, the initial payment, when you go to the lottery office and claim the prize, the initial payment that you receive is heavily, heavily taxed because it's part of income tax, and it's very, very high in the United States. And so there are lots of people that argue that it should not be so high.
How much do you have left?
Well, I can't publicly say that because of a non-disclosure agreement, which prevents me from talking about that.
What do you do for a living now?
I direct a podcast that I created on YouTube where I'm interviewing other people that I find fascinating, including some other lottery winners or people that have overcome the odds in life. It's more of a labor of love, I would say.
So you don't need to be working?
No.
Why don't you retire now?
You can argue that I retired when I was 21 years old. It took me a while to try to understand what makes me happy. And I think for a lot of people might feel this way, like when you wake up in the morning, are you looking forward to something? I couldn't just sit on a beach every day for forever and just, drink Mai Tais and Coronas or whatever, or, just be a beach bum. Some people, maybe they could, but for me, I needed a purpose. I needed a reason to wake up in the morning and look forward to life.
Do you think that winning the lottery has like exponentially added to your happiness?
I think that, it's allowed, in the sense that it's allowed me to pursue my dreams without stressing so much about financial obligations it has. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
But it hasn't changed me as a person. If I had not won the lottery, I still would have pursued film and journalism and pursuing my dreams, because 99.9% of everyone that's ever achieved their dreams has not won the lottery, and you absolutely don't have to. But it can help.
Yeah, that is true.
Do you feel like you deserve the money that you won?
I do. I'm forever grateful, though. Do I deserve it more than someone on the street? Not necessarily. When I initially won, the exhilaration is through the roof. I was so unbelievably excited, but most of my peers and my family were not at that place. And so once the exhilaration wore off, I even felt a sense of guilt for having won. And I came across this thing called sudden wealth syndrome, which I would have no idea what the heck that even means. I looked it up and I was like, that is really funny, because I feel like I'm experiencing a lot of these types of things.
Knowing what you know now, would you recommend other people to buy a lottery ticket, or would you recommend other ways to make money? Well, obviously, it's very...
Well, my advice is to if you play the lottery, only spend what you can afford. But the risk-reward payoff, is huge. If you're spending $2 on a ticket and you hit millions of dollars, that's a pretty big deal. But never spend more than you can afford, and have fun with it. And remember that you do have a chance to win if you play, because that is the truth, and that's That's my advice. I mean, you can't win if you don't play, and I hate to be that guy, but it's true.
Would you guys like to meet?
I
Sure.
would love to meet Timothy after hearing his soothing voice.
Hi there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Yo, bro,
Yeah,
gnarly.
Nice to meet you.
What are the odds you buy me a car?
Out of 100. Out of 100?
All right. 1, 2,
2,
3,
3,
57. Okay. I wanted a Honda Civic.
That was close. That was so close.